Hey there! Are you looking to start your engineering education and wondering what makes some students excel and others struggle? Today, I'm sharing what I think are the top skills you should develop before you start engineering school. Let's dive in. Welcome back to Peak Life, where we journey together to design, build, and live our own peak life. I'm Brandon, and today I'm excited to help you hopefully enjoy school a little more and struggle a little less. On my own engineering education journey, I started off with a year in the sciences at University of Alberta, and then I went to Kelowna, British Columbia, where I did a 2-year diploma of mechanical engineering technology. From there, I went to Victoria and did a 6-month advanced engineering diploma, which transferred me into my 3rd year of the mechanical engineering degree at University of Victoria. Through this time, I struggled a lot. I got a ton wrong. And hopefully after watching this video, you can learn from my mistakes, and with a few little tweaks and a few skills, you can enjoy your school a heck of a lot more than I did. I would say the number one skill that you should try to develop before you start engineering, or if you're already in engineering, try to hone this a little more. And that is time management. Engineering school and your career after that is extremely demanding on your time. You have coursework, endless projects and lab reports. You have material that you need to read. You have lectures and seminars, and on top of all of that, you have to keep a little sanity and have some fun with your friends. All of this competes for your time. And effective time management is crucial to balance your life and your studies. Developing good habits, like using a planner, setting priorities, and avoiding procrastination and multitasking will help you stay on top of your workload. It'll help you get better grades, and more than just that, it'll give you time to actually enjoy your life. Go exercise, go out with friends, and do some sports. Through school, I felt like I just had to work hard, but I wasn't working as smart as I could. I spent endless hours in the library, but while I was there, I wasn't laser focused. Some people spent half as much time studying as I did, but they got the same grades. And what I now realize in retrospect, it's because when they are studying, all they were doing is studying. While I was studying, I was scrolling social media, I was checking YouTube, and I was socializing with my friends. In hindsight, if I could do it over again, I would commit to the one thing that was most important in that time. So while I was in class, with better time management skills, I would just focus on that lecture. When I was doing homework, I would only focus on that homework, and then I would close my books and go and enjoy life. Instead, what I did is while I was in class, I would check my phone. While I was studying, I would be socializing, and then that would often leave little time to actually enjoy life outside of class. So the way that you can learn this and get better are by reading a couple great books. Some of my favorites are The One Thing by Gary Keller, where he explains that in any moment you have one thing that's most important. The next is Deep Work by Cal Newport. And in that book, he explains that you need blocks of scheduled time where all you're gonna do is focus on your deep, most impactful work with no distractions. And another way that you can develop this is through your summer or through your high school. Practice being fully engaged on the one thing that you're working on. Don't allow distractions to come in. Stay laser focused, finish up your project, and then move on. The next skill to develop for engineering is going to be hands-on experience and practical skills. You see, engineering isn't just theory, but instead it's applying what you learn to the real-life scenarios. I saw this time and time again, where gaining hands-on experience, whether through projects, internships, or even DIY crafts at home, can give you a significant advantage. Practical skills like using tools to wrench on a car, learning woodworking, working with heavy machinery, or even basic electronics will make the difference and set you ahead. These experiences not only enhance your understanding and capability, but they also make you more adaptable and innovative. There are some websites that come highly recommended, like brilliant.org, where they have a whole course catalog to help you develop more real-life skills. Or what I recommend is go in the garage and start tinkering. Build some actual things with your hands. And if you want a little more guidance, there's STEM kits for adults from websites like A Creation Crate, which I have no affiliation with, but the website looks really good. You can also look into local makerspaces or robotics club. I think the more time that you spend actually creating something with your hands, the more you'll be able to enjoy engineering throughout school and your career. On to the next skill, we have critical thinking. Critical thinking is essential for analyzing and solving complex engineering tasks. It involves evaluating information, questioning assumptions, which is hugely important, and then making informed decisions. Developing critical thinking skills will allow you to approach problems methodically and come up with effective solutions even in challenging situations. Think of how important this is. It's the ability to dissect a problem and come up with a creative and innovative solution when no one else can. It's what separates us engineers from a lot of other people. This one skill is what can help make you a leader in school and in your career. You can learn this in your own home or while working a summer job. Come up with ideas to improve your workflow, to solve a problem that your employer, that you or your family is experiencing. Another recommendation is a book which I have up here called Thinking Fast and Slow. And the context of the book helps you develop your critical thinking skills and your decision making. Moving on to another critical skill that's just as important in engineering school as it is in your daily life, and that is effective communication. Engineering isn't just about technical skills, it's also about communication. I've seen countless classmates over the years that weren't able to communicate stall out in their career paths. Because the truth of it is you seldom work alone. You work in teams, you work in an organization, you work with customers and suppliers. And in school, you're constantly collaborating with others. Whether it's on your math homework or a capstone project, being able to clearly communicate is absolutely key. And truthfully, it's something that I wish I was a lot better at when I was in school. And this isn't just verbal communication. It's also when you write reports, when you give presentations, and of course your everyday interactions with your peers and professors. And when you can't clearly communicate, things become chaotic very fast. So the simplest advice I have for you is when you communicate, be clear, be concise, and be simple. Ways that you can better develop your communication is by reading books on it, like Super Communicators by Charles Duhigg, or joining the famous group Toastmasters, where you're able to practice your presentations. Moving on to the dreaded for most skill, and that is mathematics. Unfortunately, when you're going through engineering school, mathematics really is the backbone of engineering. You have calculus, linear algebra, statistics, and for all of that, even if you don't necessarily use it in your career, you need to understand it for school. But more than just solving the problem at hand, it's really about developing a problem-solving mindset. It's about understanding when you're using units that work together. It's about the back of the napkin math to see if your results are even reasonable. And while for some people, they might love math, for many others, it's just one of those necessities that you need to get good enough at so that your school does not suck. A couple suggestions is to enroll in Khan Academy, a fantastic online platform where he has countless courses and even on YouTube to help develop your math skills. Next up, something that I found a lot more fun, and that's a solid foundation in physics. I was lucky where I had a fantastic high school physics teacher, Mr. Hogg, where he would apply the physics principles to real life solutions, where we'd calculate how much gas we need in a balloon, that when we explode it, it would knock the clock off of the English classroom above us, or at what angle and what speed you need to launch a beer can so that it can go from one roof to the next. Physics really is a core competency in engineering, where you need to understand the basic principles of mechanics, thermodynamics, and electromagnetism. Physics comes up in everything that we do, and if you're able to understand at least the basics, it'll go a long ways for you to know what's reasonable and what isn't. The better your foundation is in physics, the more easily you'll be able to grasp the theoretical and apply it to real-world situations. You can improve your physics learning online at a place like brilliant.org, where they have countless physics classes. Or again, you could look into a STEM kit for adults. Or if you're a little more nerdy, you can pull out a pen and paper and do some physics calculations to figure out how fast you're going on your slip and slide this summer. Moving on to one of the most overlooked skills in engineering, and that is project management. Being able to plan, execute, and oversee a project is crucial. This includes setting goals, managing your time, managing your people and resources. And besides just big projects, learning how to manage projects will help you balance your course load, help you collaborate with your team, And while there's countless different project management apps and tools, I think the biggest thing is just learning how to identify what your number one task is and what the project workflow is going to be. You can take online courses from Coursera or edX, or read a book that I highly recommend, which is called The Rules of Flow by Goldratt. But a more fun and dynamic way to learn this is to pick a couple projects around your house throughout the year or the summer and create a project plan with all the milestones that you need to accomplish it. Say you want to build a tree fort or a boat. Figure out what all the different steps are, what a reasonable timeline is, what milestones you'll be at those times, and then what resources you need, both materials and people to help you finish it. By doing this a couple times, you can learn which issues are going to come up time and time again, and it helps you develop a feedback loop for applying it in your real life. So there you have it, what I think are the most important skills to start developing before you jump into engineering school. And to recap, that's a strong understanding of mathematics and physics, learning how to effectively communicate, which I'll just say one more bonus, one of my favorite books of all time is How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie. So if you're looking to develop your communication skills just a little more, highly recommend everyone reads that book. And to get back to the recap, we had project management skills, time management, hands-on experience, and of course, our ability to critically think. Developing these skills will not only prepare you for your academic adventure, but it'll also help accelerate your career and make it more fulfilling. So thanks so much for watching this video. And if you enjoyed it, please consider subscribing, where we can journey together to design, build, and live our own peak life. But before you go, check out this video up here, which is all about the things I wish engineering school would have taught me. Thanks, and we'll see you there.